Or big guest.
Oh, hey.
Big guest.
Big arrival.
Sorry for the delay, bro. Sorry for the delay, guys. Yeah.
Cuz don't worry, when you said you're coming on, we changed the whole schedule, cuz. We changed everybody's schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I appreciate it, guys. Sorry for the delay, because had a lot to do this morning, wallahi. So I just got back to the house now.
What time is it for you?
It's 12, literally 12, midday for us.
9 hours different. Wow.
Yeah, it's hot here, you know. It's boiling. I don't know if you guys know, yeah.
You're glowing, bro. You're
shiny,
glowing,
bro. This is not even glow. This is sweat, bro. This is not even glow.
It's barakah. It's nur from your face, mashallah.
Yeah.
Blessing the Galacticos.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you, bro.
Let's get into it, lads. How's it going, people? And welcome back to the GalacticOz Podcast. Lads, we have officially gone international again. We do this every now and then. We do at the World Cup stage. And today we've got a big guest. I saw this guy twice in real life, only twice. We were speaking the DMs on a regular. But the first time I saw him was in Qatar for the charity match. And the second time he was actually there to witness Amir, a younger brother, play at the AFCON, which is mad. So I think he's part of the family, boys. Big round of applause for Liban from SDS, lads.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. It's a pleasure to jump on, man. I've seen you guys' content as well, wallahi. So, yeah, mashallah, keep up the good work as well, guys.
My guy. And as usual, we've got the very best of the Galacticos lineup. Roberto Carlos, David Beckham, you know, the usual. Hasib Abdullah, Abshir, and
2006 semi-final.
Wallah, bijad. Today is a star-studded lineup. And we missed out on a few match days. The last time we stopped, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was match day 13, and we stopped there. There's a few matches. What I'm going to do during this episode is I'm going to mention the matches that happened on match day 14 and match day 15, and then I'm going to bring up some of the bigger points. We can talk about that, and if you have any other thing that you want to bring up, you can bring it up. But then we're going to focus on today's match day 16. So we'll start with match day 14. You got Mexico beating Chechnya, and then South Africa beating South Korea, Brazil beating Scotland, Morocco beating Haiti, and then Bosnia beating Qatar, and Switzerland beat Canada. That was the last game of match day 13. Now, one game that Hassanain, I think you obviously want to talk about is Morocco. Morocco beat Haiti 3-1, cruising again, showing us that they,
4-2.
4-2,
4-2, sorry. What am I saying?
Did you stop at the first half or?
No, 4-2. This is the team that you kind of said it's between them and Senegal to
win the World Cup.
The entire thing.
Azam, before I get to the game, I want to withdraw my statement because I've seen the knockout draw and it's not looking good.
Oh, it's not looking good at all.
Unless you're Argentina supporter, it's not looking good for anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the good teams are on one side and Argentina is on one side.
Well, Argentina's going to be cruising.
But I've seen Morocco play. I didn't expect them to score 4 goals, but I didn't expect Haiti to come and try and win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was actually one of the best games of the tournaments to me personally so far. Fantastic game, open flow, different players. Obviously, the Moroccans turned up. You know what I mean? Even though they conceded first, but they kept on playing. Haiti didn't even stop. The second goal was one of the best goals in the tournaments, I think. If we were talking like top 10 goals, definitely got to be there. So it was a really good game. Obviously, the Moroccans were the better. They did the day. So.
You know, one team, Hasib, that I don't think we even kind of not addressed, but we didn't really take them seriously is Mexico. And Mexico they've got 3 wins out of 3, straight into the round of 32. The only host, I think, besides America that you can say they're bringing something to this tournament. What did you make of their last game of the group? And they won 3-0, clean.
Bro, it's a proper home advantage, eh? It's the proper home advantage for the Mexicans because the community over there is massive, bro. It's massive. And to be honest, we sort of expected Mexico to do what they did, but in terms of the way they did it was quite impressive, in my opinion. Some of the key highlights, I think Alvarez in the midfield is extremely, really, really good player to watch, in my opinion. But I think they just really gel well as a team. And I think when it comes to the actual games itself, they gel really well together. But in terms of like saying much about it, I think this is what's expected anyway. I mean, host nation, we expect them to get out of the group, get 3 out of 3, 9 points on the table, and get out of here. But overall, the way they're doing it is quite impressive, and they could surprise a few people when it comes to the round of 32 or to the round of 16. But yeah, overall, not much to say. That it was expected, but it's the performances are what sort of a little bit more impressive than what the usual is.
Yeah. No, they did really well, and even US, well, they've been brilliant throughout this tournament. Abdullah, Brazil winning 3-0. Your boy Neymar. Okay, so
Finally.
we've seen the big boys come out to this tournament and do what they do best. Neymar came on when it 3. I think it was already 3-0 by that time when he came on. But Vinícius Jr. again, solid performance. The guy looks like khalas. The Brazil shirt is not too heavy for him right now. But your boy Neymar came on. I'll be honest, Abdullah. I'm gonna be honest.
Go on.
As much as I loved him,
Uncle
seeing him
Neymar,
coming on, I think it's long, no life or no, but it was long, cause
It is. Did you hear what the commentator said when he came on? It's his first time playing for Brazil since October 2023.
yeah.
Wow.
Wild, bro. To think that Neymar hasn't put on a Brazil jersey since then is ridiculous. Now, obviously, in that time, he's been playing in Saudi and then back in Brazil. So the level, the tempo of the game is all going to be different. So
Not even in Saudi, he played for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. He's scammed you all. I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
You have enough money as it is. It's all right.
That's right.
But I think Neymar's just going to have to turn into like a playmaker that doesn't dribble almost like an Andrea Pirlo playing in the 10 because he doesn't look up to it physically. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, but I still think he's good enough to be in that Brazilian 11, and he's good enough
In the lineup.
he's good enough to contribute as well.
Liban, thoughts on this? Neymar being in the starting lineup for the round of 32 game against Japan. What is that?
Yeah,
look like?
listen. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see Neymar play again. If I'll be honest with you, I think that was for me. It seemed like sympathy minutes, and it was almost like a token from Ancelotti because there was a lot of backlash. Obviously, there was a lot of noise going into the tournament about whether they're gonna pick Neymar or not, and that in Brazil he's an icon. Like he goes beyond football. Neymar is one of those people like Ronaldinho, like R9, that they symbolize something bigger than football. And he was under that pressure of, if I don't take Neymar, I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from the fans. And obviously, because Brazil had already qualified, they were already cruising in the game. I think he just used that opportunity to be like, look, I've given you the minutes. You guys can shut up now. You might not see this guy again, but it's understandable. I feel like with Neymar, he's at a level now where he's not at his best, injury prone. He's like Abdullah said, he's been away at Saudi, Brazil. The levels are not the same anymore. So it's not like Ronaldo or Messi where we can expect certain performances or moments from him anymore. But you never know. But I just don't see him getting the minutes again in this competition unless Brazil are winning 5-0 in a game and they decide to bring him on for like 10, 15 minutes.
Azam, can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, when's Endrick gonna get out of jail? What does he have to do to get out of jail, man?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It's absolutely insane that this manager is following Endrick around to just haunt him, bro. His time at Real Madrid was cut short because of the Ancelotti, and now he's worked so hard to get into the Brazilian squad. Not only get into the Brazilian squad, but performing for the Brazilian squad. Scored a couple of winners in the past couple of games before the tournament started as well. Helped immensely in the qualifiers as well for Brazil, but he just can't get a game, man. He just can't get a game. What do you think about that, Liban?
Have you not seen the memes? Have you not seen the memes online? Yeah, I saw one that said if he's gonna decide if Endrick plays by heads or tails on a coin. If it lands on heads, it's Cunha. If it lands on tails, it's Igor Thiago. If it lands right in the middle, vertically, it's gonna be Endrick. It's Endrick. But I think I feel like it's a difficult one because I still think Endrick is developing. I think he's got qualities, of course. He's like the next up-and-coming superstar in Brazil, you could say. But I think stylistically, the way Brazil play, given the first 3 games, I think Cunha is probably the best fit. Just because Cunha's got that link-up play, he's got that understanding, he's got that relationship with players. He can drop deep, he can go in behind. He offers a lot more than Endrick. Endrick, obviously, powerful, young, strong. He's got a knack. He's got a natural knack for goals, meaning that he just finds himself. He has that thing that Ruud van Nistelrooy used to have for United, where they just find themselves in the right place at the right time, and he's got that. But that could also be useful, let's say, in like extra time. If you're going into extra time or in the last 20 minutes and you need a goal, then maybe it might make more sense to bring Endrick on. I think the football in us, the fans in us, want to see him do well and, you know, get that time to shine. But I understand Ancelotti's position. He's worked with so many superstars. He's worked with, his resume is probably the best in world football when it comes to working with superstars. He probably has a better inkling and a better understanding than we do. So we just have to kind of trust his process and kind of see how that goes for Brazil. That's my opinion, isn't it? That's just how I feel with Endrick still. Yeah.
By the way, the reason why we're laughing is because this guy keeps on sending you claps. Hassanan, can you please stop?
What do you want me to do, Azam? He's praising Ancelotti. He's saying a lot of nice things about him. What else do you want me to do? You know what I mean?
Facts. Okay, man.
Anything Real Madrid on that.
Everything Real Madrid related.
You know what it is? Brazil, it feels like a cult. It feels like a cult. I don't know how to explain it. It's one country that doesn't feel like, it feels like football is bigger than them than just a sport, you know? So if they have someone that they like, the noise that they make is just amplified 100 times more in it. So I feel for Ancelotti because he's probably walked in there thinking, yo, these guys are a little bit crazy. You know what I mean? But it's difficult.
Well, let's move on to
I can't understand to this day how Martinelli didn't make the 25-man squad. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Martinelli?
He's there.
Didn't? He is
Yeah,
there.
he's there.
I don't think he's there.
He's there. He played as well.
He's water boy.
The way he destroyed Ancelotti at the Bernabeu, of course he's going to take him.
I didn't see him, bro. I didn't see him. Is he actually there?
He knows.
Orange.
No, he's there.
Because in the last game against Scotland, he wasn't in the starting lineup, obviously, and he wasn't even on the substitutes list. You know what I mean?
No, he's there.
No, he comes on.
He came on the last
fine.
game, I think.
He took a good shot. He had an amazing chance. I can't remember. It took from
The
outside
game
the ball.
before,
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next match day. And Abshir, you are our resident Aussie for today because we have to get Liban's. We have to get Liban's take on this. But Abshir, a lot of people did the usual, going to the Fed Square, to Amy Park to do watch-alongs or whatever. Yeah. We're playing against Paraguay, and let's be honest, a lot of the content creators, a lot of the guys on TV, everybody expected us to get a win there. Game finished 0-0. The manager, we criticized him very heavily in the last episode. He came in with a lineup that probably satisfied all of the country. Maybe the positioning for Nestor Erinkunda wasn't the best, but the guys that were starting, I would say, kind of satisfied everybody's criticism. What do you have to say about that game, firstly?
Guys, I don't want to roast certain players because we might see them. It's a bit much. Especially the striker, Mo Toure, but what's his name?
He didn't even play up here, bro.
I know, as in like the fact that he dropped him. I was going to talk smack, but he's gone now. But I think we just saw one of the best performances from Jordi Boss. Sorry, that guy playing right wing back, cutting in, out, running amok. I was thinking we saw him first few games as left wing back. And now he's playing right wing back.
I'm getting a Bukayo Saka vibe from this guy. He's going to be pushed up soon. He's going to be a winger.
Bro.
I'm telling you, he's going to be a winger next World Cup.
But I'm telling you, it reminded me like a Gareth Bale thing. He was left back always, and then goes forward, and then what on earth is this? And from a neutral perspective, if I take the Aussie hat off, you can tell both teams were a bit worried. If we both draw, we both go through. But if one of us concedes, like we may be in that third place battle with everybody else on 3 points, and it's about goal difference and some nonsense after that. So the game was a bit cagey and a bit. Both teams were wasting time. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Certain times.
Although you had a lot of criticisms for the positioning of Nestor, I think. But was there anything else that you wanted to point out about how we set up?
No. I
think we played well enough, bro. I think we played well enough. We created chances, especially in the first half. We really dominated possession. Christian Volpato was having a good day out there. Jordi Boss, as Abshir said, and Conor Metcalf. Like these boys, I think there's a lot of good there in that squad. And I just worry that Popovic, Abshir's best mate, isn't the right man for the job. I genuinely worry about that because it's how are you, like I said this to you guys on a voice note in the group chat. He's sending Nestor Erinkunda out there and taking away all of his ability by putting him up top. Like everything that he's good at, he can't express up there. What is the point of having him out there if you're going to play him up top, where he has to battle for aerial duels, he has to hold the ball up when his strength is getting 1v1 against players and playing out wide. There's genuinely no point of having him out there. And then when Yengi came on, you can see just his presence and how he engages the centre backs and how he occupies them and how he brings people into play is different. So why wouldn't you have him up top and have Nestori on one side, Volpato on the other, and then that way you've got a team that can actually play. And Volpato kept coming inside as an extra 10 with Conor Metcalf and allowing Jordy Boss to go around on the outside. It was working really well, but you've got to put the players in the right positions to give them the best platform to go on and succeed. And now, 2 games in a row, I feel like he's got it wrong. Round of 32 now against Egypt. God help us. We'll see.
Bro, I think the Yengi thing, tall, strong striker, plays Japan now. I think it's his second cap or third cap. He's only played 3 games. This World Cup only.
He's playing like prime Maldini, bro.
And Kusini Yengi, I think, not Kusini, his younger brother, what's his name? Tete Yengi. He's I can tell the coach is still getting to know who he is. So he's thinking, I don't trust this new guy here. I don't trust the other striker we just dropped. Might as well put Aaron Kunda up there. Yes, we don't like it. He's 5'2" or something, playing against 3 6'8" centre backs.
To translate it for Liban, this is like playing Mbuemo as a striker with his back behind the goal. Just letting you know, bro, because I know you're a bit lost.
Okay. Yeah. Nah, it's funny because in England we're a bit ignorant. We live in our own bubble, so unless it's one of the big nations, we don't really pay too much mind to all the other competing nations. But so I'll be lying if I say I know Australian national team, because I really don't. But I did watch the Turkey game, and I thought, okay, like they look like they're cooking something. They look like, because I felt like with Turkey it was more pragmatic, but on the break you look fast. You look really, really fast on the break. And I thought, okay, Australia cooking something. Then I saw the USA game, and it was BTA, like belt to ass straight in that second game. So I was like, okay, maybe Australia aren't really that good. And then obviously the Paraguay game was a bit disappointing in itself as well. So, I mean, like I said, I don't really know too much about Australian football. There are a couple. The black guy impressed me a lot. The black guy in the attack. Yeah, he scored a goal against Turkey.
Yeah, that guy's Watford player.
Yeah.
Ex-Bayern Munich.
Yeah,
Bash!
Yeah. So he's the only one that really kind of stood out for me. But listen, it's this is what the World Cup's about, isn't it? Letting all these countries compete and everyone showcasing their talents in it. So to see you guys passionately talking about it, I don't know, it's a bit impressive still.
This is the second time, unfortunately, because last time we were passionately talking about Sudan and how our brother's going to do something, and now it's the same thing again for Australia, and you have no idea what we're talking about. It's a mess.
It's crazy. No, on the topic of Sudan, by the way, and I know you touched on it earlier, seeing your brother. I filmed his brother, so I was doing a vlog, right? And then your brother was cooking. And I was like, that number 26 is cold. And then when I met Azam, he goes to me, yeah, number 26 is my brother. I said, what? Bro, this is crazy, bro. Yeah. But mashallah, man, it's crazy.
Small world.
Yeah.
Hasib, I want to get you about just one final thing about Australia before we move on. We're playing in Egypt, bro. And I'm seeing a lot of content creators out here claiming that this is going to be a dog walk, pretty much. I don't know, bro. I feel like this is not as easy as what we're making it out to be.
Talk to your Sydney boys.
For real, bro. It's all Sydney boys saying this.
Nah, look, it's there's not much to be optimistic about, right? Like, I mean, to be honest, like Liban, when you did your predictions, where did you put Australia? I'm pretty sure you put them dead last, right?
Yeah, like not to qualify for sure.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, Azam. Like everyone puts us dead last, right? So to get through. With USA, Turkey being a powerhouse, everyone called them dark horses every single international tournament. Paraguay having the best defense in South America, against the likes of Argentina, Brazil. Then you talk about the USA, Pochettino's cooking over there as well. So that's a tough group, right? And to finish second in a tough group, I know it's a 0-0 draw. I know we're talking about it, but at the end of the day, we went through, and that's all that matters, even though if it was a 0-0. So now we've got Egypt, right? We could have gotten Belgium. But now we've got Egypt, and Egypt is a little bit suspect. We can't get at them. But at the end of the day, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Egypt does beat us. But then what's the point of, supporting a team that, you're part of and stuff, right? Like, let's just be optimistic. We can criticize them all we want. Abdullah criticized them as well. And I agree with whatever Abdullah said. To not have more Torre in this game was absolutely criminal. I don't know what he did everything perfectly. He got Harrington in there first of all, first 18-year-old, the youngest youngest player for Cruz, 18 years old and 200 days, something like that. Chirkati had a good game. Jordi Boss, proved him. Like we always, Jordi Boss, by the way, Liban is Australia's best player, and he proved that in this particular game. He's a left wing back. He played on the right wing back because our right wing back was injured. Then Volpata did his thing as well. Metcalf did his thing as well. The Aaron Kunda was a bit disappointing, but apart from Aaron Kunda, you swap him in for more Torre and put Aaron Kunda on the left-hand side. I think we're sweet. But we can surprise teams, and I think we'll surprise Egypt as well.
Yeah. One thing I will say is it is a 50-50 game. I think the Egypt-Australia game. It is a 50 game because I saw the Egypt-Iran game, and Iran had chances. And they were very unfortunate not to get the 3 points. So, and you lot beat Turkey, and I think Turkey are on paper far superior side than Egypt. So, who's just like, I don't see why Australia can't beat Egypt. Egypt rely on individual moments from like the likes of like Salah, Marmoush or even Trezeguet to kind of get those moments for them. Outside of that, I don't think they're a great team. They work hard off the ball, but there's nothing special about them. So I do see Australia having a chance against them. Yeah,
I think it's just like a psychology thing. What's his name? Abdullah mentioned it in the USA game. You give them respect, or do you not give them respect? Do you attack them, or do you just like be too worried about them? And it depends what the coach does. And if you go with the right mindset, that back four of Egypt, I don't know who on earth they are, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if my boys give them the work. But I don't want to be too cocky. But cheeky Tino's incoming.
Yeah.
Well, if you read the things that Egyptians are saying about the Australian defense, you'll be surprised. What's the funniest things ever, bro, on
what's
Twitter.
The word on the street? Are they thinking they're going to beat us?
No, they're worried about the Australian defense, bro. Some people are saying, we're going to face Qawma'ad. Some people are saying, this is Jabal Uhud, Harisura. So the tallest defenders, you know what I mean? The biggest players in the world.
Qawma'ad is wild, bro.
Because, they're worried. They're worried because they don't think they have the... They're worried, like, in terms of physical, like the physical abilities. I don't think they can beat Australia when it comes to defense.
Tony Popovic, 5-4-1, please.
Literally.
Lock it off.
It's got to be like...
I'll call him, don't worry.
Look, to me, it looks like... Because obviously it's a knockout game, yeah? So if you concede, you'll be worried, you'll be stressed out and stuff like that. So it's going to be a mental game. But the Egyptians can do it. The Australians can do it. But it will be interesting. But if they keep... Look, if Australia plays the same way they played against Paraguay and the USA, no chance of that winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if Egypt carries out the same form they've been playing with, I think they're going
to... Hopefully...
But it's a 50-50, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as easy as some people are saying it will. But let's move on.
No, it's not gonna be easy. This is a close matchup.
Yeah, let's move on from that. A few other games were played. Turkey played USA. They won 3-2, their first win in this tournament. Japan drew against Sweden. Netherlands beat Tunisia, and then Hassanin, Ecuador beat Germany. This was a big upset.
One fantastic game, bro. What a fantastic game that game was.
What do I feel like you were the happiest out of all the Ecuadorian teams, team players, right?
I was happy because, first of all, Germany didn't deserve to win against Ivory Coast. They should have been out of this tournament, to be honest. I mean, even though they beat Curaçao 7-1, but if it wasn't for goal difference, they would have been second, I think, in the group, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but I was happy that they won, obviously, because they played well, Ecuador. The first game they were unlucky against Ivory Coast, and then the second game they were unlucky too. Like they had chances, they did everything they could do. I mean, the first two games, but it worked out well for them in the last game, and they managed to qualify. So I was really happy for them. And football is always about these moments, the underdog story. Yeah. Like they're not supposed to be Germany, but they did.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to mention any of those games? Anything that stood out to you?
I want to say something, Adam.
Anthony Alanga, lads. Can we just give him props? He delivered again once more.
I want to say something about Anthony Alanga. Fantastic player. I don't understand why Graham Potter benched him in the first two games. He was one of their best players. He should be starting every single game. And in the World Cup, I like this 48 teams format. I love it. I'm enjoying it. There's a lot of games, a lot of goals, not a lot of controversies, obviously, apart from the Argentina games, but we're going to talk about that at some point. But I don't like the fact that some teams are playing to get a draw in their last game, like the Australia Paraguay. Everyone wanted to leave with a draw. Iran Egypt today, even though it was a good game, but everyone wanted a draw. Sweden Japan, everybody wanted a draw. We don't want to see that. Either everybody qualifies like first, second, and third, or we need to do something about it. You know what I mean? Because Senegal almost got knocked out, and Scotland is now being knocked out. Even though, and you have teams like Paraguay that qualified, and even though they don't deserve to. So they need to do something about the formatting, and I think they'll make some changes for the next tournament, obviously.
Yeah. Anything else stand out from that match there, guys, that you guys want to mention? Anything, Rob? Because I'll move on to the next one.
Germany just looked very average.
Germany.
I'm not impressed at all.
They're playing Paraguay, so I think they could probably still do a job
Is that
in the
locked
round
in?
of 32. Yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably make it to the round of 16, but then I don't know. I just don't know about them. The real top players aren't exactly like carrying them. Musiala and Florian Wirtz, they're not
poor, bro.
Yeah,
Very
they're not doing anything. And all of the other big nations, the big stars have turned up. And I think in Germany's case, they really haven't. They're just scraping through almost, besides the Curacao game. But
That's what you get for no immigration. You get more immigrants in, you're getting better footballers, mate. The German team's still white. Let's move on.
All right, that's
There's a lot of diversity in that team, bro. What are you talking about?
No, there's a lot of halves. There's no fools.
No fools yet.
You know, have you seen?
We need a few Rodriguez to play.
Have you seen that?
We need a few Rodriguez there.
Someone said this World Cup, it's my Africans versus your Africans. Who can do better?
Yeah, literally. It's literally.
That's
the world we live. That's the world we live in now, isn't it? Yeah.
That's elite.
Let's move on. Let's move on to match day 16, which was today. Egypt and Iran. A lot was on the line. Even the I don't know if Liban, you can tell me if you want to cut this, but even the flag, the rainbow flag was on the line. Well, a lot of things were on the line.
Yeah. Everything was on the line. It's crazy. I hate when they do that though. I hate when they try to use football as like a political tool, and
But
they
why
question
that game?
players.
That's what I don't understand. Why that game out of all games?
Because they knew what they were doing. Listen,
Was
it on show?
Listen.
Was it on show? Like they actually showed it.
They had it was like a campaign. but listen, like we're not even getting too deep into it. Like they're fully aware what they're doing. Like come on, man. Like if you just look at the state the world's in right now, they knew exactly what they were doing. But listen, the football though delivered, and that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Were Iran robbed? You think towards the end?
Yeah, well, Azam, you see referee? If you see that Simon guy in a game, there's somebody's wrote a script before the game. If you see that guy refereeing, it's always like that, bro. The worst referee in world football.
Hassan, this is nothing new to you. You're always calling out referees.
Are you saying that goal wasn't offside, Hassan? What are you saying?
Abdullah wasn't offside, bro. Abdullah wasn't offside.
Do you know offside?
Come on, everybody knows, bro.
I mean, it was offside. It was offside, to be fair. Yeah. Because the keeper was a bit forward. You need two players to stay on side. But which is crazy because in any given situation, it's very rare that a keeper will be that far out when the ball's coming over. So it's unfortunate, but I think it was the right decision. And it's hard. Like obviously Iran, for their story, it would have been amazing for them to get their win.
They could still make it through, I think, as well.
Yeah. I think they will. I think they're on course to, and I think they need Ghana to win. Go their way. Yeah.
I think they need Ghana to win. I was reading today. They need Ghana to win, and they need
a Congo win as well.
Yeah, they need a Congo win, I think. Yeah. And there's another game that shouldn't end in a draw. I think they need Algeria to win by us. It's a bit messy.
Well, guess what? I need Congo to lose now and Ghana to lose. See you later, Iran.
You were the biggest advocate, bro, for Iran. What happened, bro?
No.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know why you're changing the script right now.
Look, it's confused.
Look at the cuts.
I see what you're doing.
Cuts.
Because Liban is a Somali fella, brother. He's one of us. Nothing's going to change. Where do you think he's going to take this?
I said something last episode. I don't want to say it again, but see you later, Iran.
All right, fair enough. The other games that were played, Belgium won 5-1 against New Zealand. Trossard with a double. Abdullah, I'm sure you're very happy with that. All Arsenal fans are all happy with that. And then you've got Spain against Uruguay, which was very lackluster, bro. It was very disappointing. I thought.
Very disgusting, Azam.
Yeah,
Put it that way.
I genuinely thought a lot was going to happen.
Especially the Barcelona players.
Yeah,
and what's his name? Ferran Torres. My days, bro.
You know, I have a campaign against Ferran Torres. You know, I've been saying this.
We should be campaigning against the entire team, but because that team has got only Lamine Yamal, that's it.
Yeah.
Anybody else, just go home. Wallah. Everybody else.
It was a struggle.
And Marco Correa, fantastic player too.
Hassanin, let's actually. There's one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because the last time we had this, Sabir came on and pretty much disrespected the entire Arabian Peninsula, saying they should change sport and they should never kick a ball again. Saudi drew against Cape Verde. What's going on with the Saudi team, bro? Genuinely, what's going on?
Look, I understand the way Cape Verde was playing because they needed a draw or a win, yeah? The Saudi team looked like they wanted a draw too, which doesn't make any sense. Because a draw will knock you out of the tournament, you know what I mean? They weren't trying hard enough. I don't understand what's happening with that team, to be honest. Nobody knows.
Why do they freeze up when it comes to the big occasions? Because I'm sure they didn't have any problems qualifying for this tournament. So what's the problem?
You feel like it's I'm not sure if it's like a motivation issue or because it doesn't seem like a lack of skill. But it looks like, I don't know, the players are not motivated enough. Like they don't want to go forward. I don't know.
Yeah, but
like if you look at this team and the team that beat Argentina 4 years ago, totally different situation. They were defending well last time. They were defending well. They were playing. They were trying hard. Even against Poland and Mexico, they made a lot of mistakes. Obviously, they didn't end up qualifying, but they played well at least. You know, this time around, like apart from the Uruguay game, the first half.
Yeah.
We haven't seen them after that. They played the first half well. No, we didn't see them in the Spain game. We didn't see them in today's game. You know what I mean?
You know what? Though? They gave us Hasib. They gave us probably the story of the World Cup. Honestly, Cape Verde going through a nation that has less than 500,000 people, some random island. They shouldn't have.
A 40-year-old goalkeeper. Imagine
a 40-year-old goalkeeper.
40 years old.
Some people recruited on LinkedIn, and you've got a whole bunch of things that's happening there. But they've gone through, and not only did they go through, they're going through, and they're playing Argentina in the round of 32. How is this going to look? Are we going to see a big upset here? Is the fairy tale going to continue?
Because I'm telling you, the script writers are for Argentina. Again, it's the repeat of the 2022 World Cup, man. I'm telling you right now, it's an absolute disgrace these lot got Cape Verde, bro. I cannot believe it. First of all, I made a video today. I was like, I'm so happy for Cape Verde to go through, undefeated. They drew all their games. Then I looked at the round of 32 draw, bro, and I saw they got Argentina. I'm like, stuff this, bro. This is absolutely ridiculous, bro. Like, this guy, Messi's going to back 3 goals against Jordan. Yeah.
See, they say Bosnia is one of the best goalkeepers in the tournament. Watch him against Messi. He's going to step aside. To go home a lot. Because his mom came all the way from Cape Verde. They brought his mom everything. He's going to go sit down on that and let Messi do his thing a lot.
I was fuming, bro. I was absolutely fuming because apart from that, Cape Verde, look, I said it before in the last pod, they believed in their hype, bro. They saw the love that they were getting, wherever they were playing. They saw the love on social media. Like I told you, against Uruguay, when that bloke took the free kick, he had no business taking the free kick, bro. You know what I mean? He took the free kick. He took it with passion, and he meant it, bro. And then it went in. It was a draw against Uruguay, draw against Saudi, and a massive draw against Spain. So they deserve it. And Saudi, you pointed it out. I think, Sabra said a lot in the last pod about Saudi. Yeah. But I think it's the matter of comfortability. I think they're very comfortable in the Saudi Pro League. I don't think they have exposure week in, week out to play against the top players. It's way too comfortable. They're very protected, in their own, obviously in their own country, in their own league. But not much to say about Saudi apart from disappointment. But Cape Verde, what a story, man. But unfortunately, obviously, we all know it's going to stop at the round of 32, because, Messi has to do his thing.
I think they're the only team to draw all the way to the knockout, yeah? Just draw every game. That's it.
Yeah. Look at that, bro.
If it works, why fix it?
Why fix it? Abdullah, your team, Senegal 5-0. They needed to win, but of course, the more goals they get, the better the situation is. But my goodness me, bro, what a performance, bro. They had them like this by a chokehold all game, bro. They couldn't breathe. What a
all game or after the red card?
After the red card.
After the red card.
100%.
After the red card. So
The
let's
whole
be,
game, Abdullah. The red card was in the first 13 minutes, bro.
Huh?
But
Yeah,
still, though. But still.
Yeah.
exactly. That red card looked after them, but I think they were going to get the win regardless. They had to turn up, and they were going to turn up always. But I just hope that they learn from their mistakes and they take their opportunities in the next round, because the team is too good to fall away this early on in the competition.
Yeah.
They should be like minimum quarterfinalists. I don't think an earlier exit is fair on them, and it doesn't reflect their abilities. I think they need to be quarterfinalists at the least.
And how good is our boy Abdullah today? Pap Gay, the GOAT.
Papa Gay was serious, bro. That right foot,
Unbelievable.
even the left foot strike.
All of them. Right foot, left
That's
foot.
the guy that gave Azad, that gave Sudan the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
bro.
gets done
Two
work.
shots
He's
on
the
that
scored
dog.
in Sudan, yeah?
Yeah, 2 goals.
Yeah.
Because he's a
Yeah,
player, bro.
And
He's a
even
player.
But they're out next round, sadly, because they're versus England.
Come on, man.
England versus Senegal.
They've got a,
And
they've got- they've
Liban, what
got
do
a
you reckon?
chance.
You reckon the English boys will fumble?
Being
Are they actually getting Senegal? I
Yeah,
don't know.
Senegal. If
Okay.
if they say it's him,
it's possible. It's possible. Obviously, it depends on a couple of results, but England is a whole nother story. I don't know if you guys got the time for me to even talk
We're
about
gonna get
England,
you
but-
to speak about them, yeah, for sure. But you
Yeah,
can go ahead right now.
yeah.
I was saving it for the end of the show, but you could go ahead and speak about them now.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, with England, it's frustrating to watch them, because I feel like the world watches us and think with this, we got so much talent. A lot of people obviously watch the Premier League. They know the amount of talents that we have in this squad. But I feel like we never really showcase it to the world. I don't think there's ever been a tournament where we kind of like show or flex our muscles like the way France do, or the way Spain do, or the way Argentina, all these top nations do. And the draw against Ghana was frustrating, but it's nothing new. For us England fans, it's nothing new. We've seen the script so many times over and over again, where, with Gareth Southgate and now with Thomas Tuchel, where you see a lot more pragmatism, you see a lot more risk-averse approach. There's too much emphasis on control, structure, rather than just, letting the shackles off and let the Rashfords, the Sakas, and, I thought it was a mistake leaving out the likes of Cole Palmer at home, because Cole Palmer is one of those players that, when the game is kind of deadlocked like that, you bring him on, he'll make something happen. You saw in the last Euros, he's done that, on a couple of occasions in the final. So with England, it's boring, man. I call them the unwatchables. They're the unwatchables. You can't get through a 90 minutes without yawning. It's really, really boring. And it's a shame, because we have so much talent, like I said, where we should be playing exciting football. We should be, entertaining people. We should be making people want to watch us. Instead, we're getting people to change the channel or watch the other games, and you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, Thomas Tuchel, I called him Gareth Southgate with a German passport. And I had quite a few arguments with a lot of people about this, and it comes across a little bit lazy to say that. But for me, yes, I know Tuchel tactically is more flexible. He's a lot more tactically inept.
Don't embrace him.
Yeah.
We hate him. He's just like you.
I'm not his biggest fan. Even at his time at Chelsea, I wasn't his biggest fan as well. So, but even though there are differences, there's still similarities in terms of the approach. The approach is still less controlled, the risk, rather than we don't care. We're going to go full gun blazing, and we're going to try to, destroy teams. Like, we don't play like that. And World Cup is a cup competition at the end. You don't have enough games. There's not a lot of games to play. We can go into round 32 and, like someone mentioned, play Senegal and get knocked out. It's very possible that can happen. So like France do, you want to see your best players on the pitch at all times and let them create, let them make those magic moments, let them just, figure it out on the pitch. I just feel like with our players, everyone's on some sort of tag or, or
But
got,
Liban,
got a chain.
Don't you reckon, like, if you take the other approach, if you say that you want to see the free flow, first of all, I think there's still a massive difference in terms of talent and ability in the France squad, compared to England's squad. But wouldn't people call you naive then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but
naive in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But I disagree. I know you just said it right now, France. You feel like France technically have more Ballon d'Or worthy type of players in their team. Like you got Mbappe, Olise, Dembele, those type of players. But we have players that can go toe to toe with them. You know, we've got players like Harry Kane. Harry Kane's, you know, scored more goals than Mbappe this season. You know, we got Rashford, we got Saka, who's in a Champions League final. We got, you know, Rashford scored in a two.
Well, you
in a
want to praise,
free
you
kick.
Rice.
want to praise Saka now. He wants to praise Saka now. There he is.
No, but what I'm saying, I've always been a fan of Saka. I'm just not a fan of Arsenal. I'm just not a fan of Arsenal.
Trust me, bro. We know.
But-
Who do you support, Liban? Who do you support?
I'm United. I'm a United fan.
Me, I was wondering where's that ball knowledge coming from? Allah? Now it makes sense. You know?
But like we got look, we got Jude, we got Declan Rice, we got players that are, you know, world class players. And even if you look at our bench, I feel like our depth is probably better than France. But like we could actually line up a second team that could, you know, get through that same group. Do you know what I mean? So that's the frustrating part for me, is that I feel like we should be giving these players a lot more freedom, because I would rather we take those risks and lose than do what we've done in the past, like for example in the Euro finals, in the World Cups, where we have this risk approach and we still lose. Do you know what I mean? Like we haven't won a World Cup since 1966, bro.
Yeah.
At this point, you might as well, you know, especially with the talent that we have now. You know, there's players that we left behind for Foden, Cole Palmer. You know, there's players that didn't even make the squad that, you know, would start for a lot of these other nations, you know. So I just feel like if you're going to do that, if you're going to take that approach, then take more risk, you know. You have
But what
to
else?
at this
What else
level.
is missing, Liban? You've got a pragmatic manager in Gareth Southgate previously, which, you know, people talk about harmony and bringing the team together. But then you've got Thomas Tuchel, which is a slightly different approach. I know you call him the German passport, Gareth Southgate, but a lot of people would obviously disagree. You know, like taking that Chelsea team all the way, to the Champions League final and all that kind of stuff. But what else do you need from this, like, you know, this England squad? Because they've shown a glimpse of it against Croatia. Croatia was free-flowing football, bro. That was a really, really fun game to watch. But obviously the draw was disappointment. But like they've shown glimpses of that. So what else, if it's not for Thomas Tuchel, like what would you change in this England squad that would sort of, you know, make you believe that, all right, yeah, we can finally do it. This is our year.
I think you just mentioned it. You literally in that second half against Croatia, I think that's some of the best football that we've seen England play in a long time. That second half specifically, even if you go to the friendlies and the qualifiers, that little short period, in that second half was the best football some of us have seen England play. We haven't seen that type of free-flowing football for, I don't know, you know, I couldn't tell you in my lifetime, bro. That's how crazy it is. You know what I mean? So, but that's what we want to see. And why did we have to wait till we're facing adversity? Why did we have to wait till, you know, Croatia scored? Which Croatia, by the way, not a great side, you know, a very aging, you know, they don't, you know, we should never be conceding 2 goals against them in the first place, you know. But why did we have to wait till halftime? Why did we have to wait till Thomas Tuchel probably gave them a bollocking in the dressing room? Why do we have to wait for a reaction to play like that? Why can we not play like that from minute 1 every single game? Because if we play like that, we'll win every game comfortably. And I think that's the frustration that a lot of English fans have, and myself included in that. It's just that we don't take those risks too often, you know?
Yeah. No, that's England. England, honestly, it's going to be exciting to see them, what they're going to do after this.
What's you lot's opinion? Because I want to know you lot's.
We don't rate them. I'll be honest with you. We don't rate them.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know everyone's out. Yeah, I want to know.
You don't think they're as good as you think?
You want my opinion?
Go Hassan.
Yeah.
When they first replaced Southgate with Thomas Tuchel, I said it's all for England at the time. Imagine, because like Hasib, you mentioned, like he took Chelsea to the Champions League final, yeah, and managed to win the Champions League, obviously. But you got to remember something, Hasib. This was during COVID-19. If I sneezed at the time, I would be banned from playing for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? It was a completely different situation, and also that squad, it was Lampard's squad. You know what I mean? The season after he won the Champions League, when he started buying his players, the Lukaku's, and selling Timo Werner or selling to Timo, he started doing his thing. He messed up the team completely, and they still haven't recovered, you know, from his disasters, because he sold I don't know how many players, bought so many different players. Roman Abramovich was forced to sell the club. It was a total downhill for Chelsea from that time. But anyways, I don't think he's the right man for the job, because if I'm coaching a country, like if I'm like Ancelotti or anybody else, I'd call the 25 best players in in that country. You know what I mean? Regardless of position, regardless of anything. If I have 25 best defenders, I'm gonna call all of them.
I think
you know what I mean?
that's for me. That's the thing. Like he left some big names behind, and
He left so many big names
And if you
behind,
don't
man.
get the results by making these decisions, like big decisions like that, we're gonna look at you some sort of way. You know what I mean? Like even if
Did he call Henderson or something to the?
Yeah.
Where was Henderson 2 years ago? He was playing at Ittifaq.
I thought he retired after he left Liverpool. Straight up.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Nobody
of him.
knows
after
where
that,
he
you
is,
know?
but he made the squad.
He's on the bench. He's on the bench at Brentford. So he plays for Brentford, but he's on the bench.
He left Harry Maguire.
Yeah. But why can't you, even if you don't like the player, even if you don't like Obama, even if you don't like Foden, even if you don't like them, even if you don't rate them, why can't you just call them? And even if you don't like them, just call them and put them on the bench. That's it. You know what I mean?
I
They
think,
can sit down
the
too.
players you have now are better than the ones you left behind, barring Harry Maguire and Trent. Everybody else, I don't think.
Trent's one was unbelievable.
Yeah, Trent, I don't get it.
That's wild.
But there's a conspiracy theory. Apparently, he's dating his missus or something.
That's not a conspiracy. Apparently, that's a truth, wallah, shit. To me, that sounds like a truth.
Nah, but
That's the weirdest shit, bro.
In Australia, and the rest of the world, I think English people rate your team higher than the rest of the world thinks. As in, like, you guys think you're better than what you guys think you actually are.
I think it's the other way around. You know,
Do people rate you?
around. Yeah. I think a lot of top nations respect England more than we do, and I think they expect us to do better than we do. But I think in England we have a pessimistic attitude towards the England team. Like we always say, "Oh, but we're never gonna win. Oh, but we're gonna probably get knocked out. Oh, we get this." But I think if you was to ask the French, if you ask the Spanish, they show us a lot more respect than we show ourselves, and that's because they respect the players that we have. They probably watch the Premier League. They probably watch them in the Champions League and think, oh, these English players, like Bellingham, for example. The La Liga, the Spanish fans, they're fully aware of Bellingham. Rashford now as well. Then in the Champions League, the Sakas and all of these players. So I think their idea of English players is a lot higher, or the expectations are a lot higher than we actual Premier League fans or England fans do. I think that's a little disconnect. But what it tends to happen is the tournament comes, they watch us the first couple of games, they go, this team's mid. This team's mid. And then that's when it starts to, that thought process starts to follow.
But Liban, do you think it's time maybe that England accept their identity and who they are? Because if they want to play the exciting football that you're describing, firstly, maybe they need to go for a foreign manager, like a foreign Spanish South American manager, maybe for a start. And then secondly, the team will have to consist more of like Trent rather than a Jet Spence or a Reece James, because obviously he's a better ball player. And then the midfield would have to consist more of an Adam Wharton, because he breaks lines, instead of a Declan Rice and Elliot Anderson, who are like big stocky midfielders that are going to win the duels. They're eights, they do everything, but then on the ball they're very labored. The way they move it is very slow. So it's going to need to be a complete shift in identity. Shouldn't England just accept who they are? They're English. The football's going to be English. Set pieces, slow.
We accept it. We accept that in Australia.
Australians have accepted it. The Spanish know who they are. The Brazilians know who they are. Everybody knows their own identity. They accept it and they work within it.
I believe something, and I want to follow on your point on that. I believe if we had Pep Guardiola, we win the World Cup.
Yeah, but then Pep Guardiola wouldn't select.
I genuinely believe. I swear to God.
Might not select these players that are currently playing.
No, but you've seen what he's done at Man City. You see what he's done at Man City. He plays two cams sometimes. The thing about what I like about Guardiola, he's not afraid to try different and new things. He's the first manager to play 4 centre backs at the back. He won the league with Gundogan playing as a false 9. The guy played 2 cams in David Silva and De Bruyne and played a lone 6 by himself. Like the guy's willing to do whatever it takes to have the best players on the pitch, and I think that's what England needs. I genuinely believe that. I believe that's what England need. England need a manager that is not afraid.
What you're describing is in a league format over the course of 38 games. When you talk about tournament, let's not forget what he did in the Champions League final against Chelsea, bro. The entire time he started with, I think it was Fernandinho at that time. And during that time, he took Fernandinho off and he completely overcomplicated it. And he's done that multiple times, not just in the Champions League final, but all throughout the course of his Champions League campaign with Man City, the 10 years that he was there. Getting knocked out in the quarterfinals, getting knocked out in the round of 16, getting knocked out in the semifinals, all because of overthinking every single piece of tactic. Now, what you're saying is, I agree with you in terms of he's more adaptable, more inclined to make changes, more inclined to make, different formations and whatnot, technical tweaks. But that's over the course of a 38-game season when he can sort of pick and choose which games he wants to do it with.
I think Liban brought in Pep Guardiola to counteract the point that the English can play football that isn't English, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah.
They've got the right manager in charge.
And I agree with what you're saying. 38 game, look, there's pros and cons to everything, right? There will definitely be cons to Guardiola. Like you said, maybe the overthinking aspect for sure. But if you look at the Premier League and if you look at also the other competitions, look at how many cup competitions he's won in England. How many Carabao Cups? How many FA Cups? He has cup competition experience. Yes, maybe not on an international stage, but the principle is still the same. You just need to win 7-8 games, you win a cup, right? But one thing Guardiola, I feel like he will always do is he will do whatever it takes to play his best players and have them always on the front foot.
Yeah,
we are always going to be on the front foot. Always. Look at Guardiola's team, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Man City. They're always on the front foot, and if they're not on the front foot, he's making changes. And I just feel like England need a manager that is positive-minded, like forward-thinking, positive-minded, that is going to allow these players to play, and also pick, like you guys said, to pick the best players. Trent not being in the England team is ridiculous. He starts for any other national team. You look at Wharton, we needed that type of profile in there. Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, all these players. Phil Foden, obviously, international career is not great, but you still take that type of talent with you to these type of tournaments, And I think Tuchel, he's always shown that he's sort of he's always been a pragmatic coach. You look at Chelsea, the way they won that Champions League was through pragmatism, sitting back, hitting teams on the break. So yeah, I'm not surprised England performing the way they are, and I only see them really getting as far as maybe quarterfinals, if I'll be honest with you. Maybe a semi-final if they, but I don't see them winning the competition, to be honest with you.
Well, we spent the last 15 minutes talking about England and how they're going to win.
England, yeah, it's crazy.
Can I add one more thing to Levan's point? One more thing.
To England?
Levan? No, the Guardiola.
Okay.
Guardiola, you forgot the most important thing, Levan, even though you're a Man United fan. Look, if Guardiola takes the England job, it doesn't come with the deep pockets of Sheikh Mansour, you know what I mean? You can't change players mid-season. You can't buy the best defender.
All those guys are mess
he was struggling this season with the defender. He couldn't find a centre back. You can't be the England coach and say, "Oh, buy me, what's his name, Mark Gahey." You know what I mean? I need him right now. Please.
They can still do that.
Yeah. But you still have world-class players. You still have world-class players.
I tell you something, yeah? For a project like the Moroccan project, that they can get players, they give them citizenship and get them from anywhere. He would be a fantastic fit. Yeah. But in England, it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? Because England, you have to play with Harry Kane. He can't buy another striker.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And Guardiola, tell something, yeah? Without options, Guardiola doesn't play.
Yeah.
But Barcelona, they always had the best players. Bayern Munich always had the best players, and Man City obviously we know how much he spent.
Liban, so a bit more context. This guy is exactly like Faisal, but with Real Madrid blinders on. Like he doesn't see anything else.
No, it's not like that.
You know what I mean? Like at all. Anything. Like he thinks to the point. I think what was the thing that you said about like the people that hate on Cristiano Ronaldo are all ex-Barcelona players.
Like Ronaldo, like Henry and Zlatan, they were talking nonsense about Ronaldo the other day. And even Brent Boateng here locally, he was talking about, like, they were all talking nonsense about Ronaldo anyway. I told the boys, these guys, the only thing they have in common is they all play for Barcelona.
No, I agree. I agree.
Oh,
yeah.
There's
There's propaganda. There's propaganda against Ronaldo. There's huge propaganda against Ronaldo. I agree with that one. I agree with that. I agree.
Tell him the truth. Why he support Real Madrid? You just typed in Google who's the most successful team in history, and you just supported him, yeah?
Nah, it's not like that, bro.
Anyways, I wanted to finish off with a team that is undeniable. France, again, light work. Although Norway didn't put out their best squad, but a 4-1 win, and Dembélé finally announcing himself at the World Cup. 3 goals, very similar all to each other. But the dictator didn't get his goals today, man. That could have been a chance to get closer before Messi plays against Jordan and slaps another 3-4 goals. But France, like they're looking like you do not want to play this team, bro. Nobody
wants to play this team, bro.
Oof. I think
Nobody wants to play this team.
They've got Sweden next, right? To play them in the.
As I tell something,
Yeah.
In 2018, the French team was, and even the Euros 2016, the French team was scary a lot.
Yeah.
2018, even scarier. 2022, unplayable. But this year especially, like I had high hopes for Senegal. But any team that comes up against France from now on,
The second Senegal.
if you have to play France in this tournament, may Allah be with you. Because if you can stop Mbappe, you wouldn't be able to stop Desiree Doué. You wouldn't be able to stop Dembélé. And guess what? If they put them all on the bench, they bring you, what's his name? Bakala. That's ridiculous. This team is just way too good. And not only that, they can all run. They're all fast.
Yeah. Absolutely impressive. Absolutely.
Too much quality. If you come up against France, well, may Allah help you. You are knocked out. That's a game over for you.
What are you making, like, clear favorites, right? You think, Liban?
They're not favorite. They're going to win it, Azam.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they are the strongest team at the moment. But everyone's talking about Mbappe, but I think the real MVP is Michael Olise, man.
Olise.
I think he's the real MVP of that team. I think Deschamps making that change in that first game against Senegal, where he switched Dembélé and Olise. That might be the key for them to win this entire tournament, because the impact of that change and Olise. I didn't know he had that creativity. Like, I knew he could create chances. You've seen that at Bayern Munich, he creates chances, but I didn't know he could create chances in that role, in that way. You know, I think it's almost like he's just unlocked a whole new form, you know, that we hadn't even seen at Bayern Munich this season, or we hadn't even seen at Crystal Palace when he was in the Premier League. It's just it feels like I'm watching a whole new player right now at the World Cup, and everything goes through him. And yeah, I mean, if he carries on going the way he's going, this is a Ballon d'Or type of player we're witnessing right now. But yeah, I think he's the key, and I think France's success in this tournament relies heavily on Michael Olise, you know, but I think everybody else around him is thriving.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous team, and the amount of talent that's there, the amount of even Desiree Doué today looked phenomenal, bro. Like, he looked so good.
Ridiculous. It's too good, bro.
It wouldn't. This podcast is coming towards the end, but it wouldn't be right without asking you about the GOAT. I saw in one of your latest videos, it's actually a very funny thing that I've never kind of noticed. You said that for the longest time, Messi had a failure career when it comes to the international stage. Yet his most supportive admirers never claimed that the international scene is as important as what he's done throughout his career. Yet when he did win that finally, that's the only thing they will be bragging about and having as the case against Ronaldo. But you know, first I want you to speak on that, because I feel like it's three Lionel Messi fans against three Ronaldo fans at the moment. It's quite balanced. So I want you to speak about that point in particular. But then the other thing is, what Messi is doing is unbelievably wild, bro. At 39 years of age, and delivering in his what is it, 6th World Cup right now. How far do you think? How far do you think this Lionel Messi, this version of Lionel, can carry this Argentine team? And also speak about that point that you mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I saw Messi at the next World Cup, you know, with the way he's playing. Because I think if you look at stylistically between Ronaldo and Messi, Messi's style of play ages better, because, you know, Messi offers a lot more outside of just goal scoring. His creativity, you know, his eye for a pass, and I think his style and his technical ability allows him to play longer. I think Ronaldo physically, I think he's a lot more physically reliant. I think the way he's physically built, he can't keep that up at 41. You know, like, that's why you're seeing a lot of the criticism that you're seeing towards him, because there might be large portions of the game where if he's not scoring, he's not really providing nothing, right? But I think and coming to the point you were mentioning earlier, my thing is, look, they're both great players. We're talking about two of the greatest players of all time, right? My natural preference will always be to Ronaldo, because of the fact that I support United. I watched him firsthand, and I've seen his entire career. And also for me, greatness, there's something to do with greatness that isn't tangible, that I feel like Ronaldo represents, right? The hard work, you know, that determination, you know, beating the odds, you know, people knock you down, you come back up, you know, people writing you off, you come back. It's kind of like there's that Michael Jordan, you know, thing about Cristiano Ronaldo, which is why he's the most famous person on the planet, you know, and it's why people gravitate towards him so much. But with Messi, of course, when you talk about God-given talent, when you look at natural ability, he is the more joyful player to watch. If I had to pay someone to, you know, if I had to pay to watch a player, Messi's the type of player I would go pay my money to go watch. However, when we look at greatness, I feel like there's things that are not tangible that I look at when I'm talking about greatness. And I feel Ronaldo, he's like a Tom Brady, he's like a Michael Jordan for me, where it's like he represents something bigger than just the sport itself. It's just like, it's hard to put into words sometimes. And people sometimes, you know, especially Messi fans, they can't understand that. For them, they just look at purely on football ability, look at the aesthetics, or this player is better because he just looks more better to watch, or he's more aesthetically pleasing. But coming to the point of Ronaldo, I just think this last 2 weeks, I feel like, you know, it's been blown out of proportion, and I feel like people finally, it's almost like they waited till Ronaldo got 41. They waited till he got to 41 to finally get his licks off, you know, to throw their punches at him, and, you know, they were waiting 20 plus years to do it. They finally got their moment, and I'm so happy that he, you know, finally got that response against Uzbekistan. And look, Ronaldo at 41, yes, he's not at his best, he's not at his peak of his powers, but he's still a world-class player. He will still be top 10 strikers in world football right now. Currently, he is still top 10 strikers in world football.
You were going so well, Liban. You were going so well, bro.
No, but I'm saying at 41 though, even at this level now,
I
don't think you can name me 10 world-class strikers that you could say are better than Ronaldo right now in terms of goal scoring. I don't think you could tell me. I don't think you can tell me. You know, even at 41, you wouldn't be able to tell me.
You're a Ronaldo fan, but this surely can't be the case. No way.
Bro, I agree with you.
If someone can name me, if someone in this group chat can name
you can't.
10 world-class players, head of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Chris Wood.
Well, Abshar, put the fries in the bag, bro.
Come on, man. Come on.
He's right.
So,
I agree with you, Abshar.
Nah, I don't know.
Chris Wood.
What are we doing? What are we doing here, bro?
Just if you watch the Uzbekistan game, tell me one striker in the world right now that can score it from one touch. One touch. That's all he needed.
You guys need to stop, man.
He made the run. One touch.
Ronaldo fans need to be stopped.
Like, I can't comfortably say
you
that.
don't have to force as Abdullah. You don't have to. One touch. That's all he needed.
Let's move on from this
Can
guy.
I just say something? Can I just say something? Yeah? And this is why I mean there's propaganda against Ronaldo, yeah? Messi scored a hat-trick against Algeria. Yeah. Obviously scored a brace against Austria. Mbappe scored against Iraq and scored against Senegal. And then you got Haaland scoring against Iraq. You got Vinny scoring against, Haiti. You got all these players scoring against these smaller nations. No one mentioned the nations once. Ronaldo scores against Uzbekistan. All of a sudden now, I know everything about Uzbekistan. I know the capital city. I know their population. I know everything. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's bullshit. I'm not with
that. I agree with you.
Come on. Like, it's like what the guy comes
to add to your point, not to mention the 3 goals that Messi scored, the goalkeeper could have saved all of them. He just chose not to. You know what I mean?
See, this is the thing. Don't do this, Hassan.
Listen, I can give Messi his praise. Look, he scored 5 goals, all 5 of Argentina's goals. He's 39 years old. What he's doing is incredible, right? But I just don't feel like why do people then have to try to downplay Ronaldo to bring Messi up, and the other way around as well. Ronaldo fans feel like they have to drag Messi down in order to bring Messi. I think we're watching two, the greatest of all time ever. By far. Throw Pelé and Maradona out of the conversation. I don't know why people still drag them into these conversations. Yeah. They are not on Messi and Ronaldo's level anymore. I'm sorry. They're just a little bit above now. And what they're doing at this age in their 6th World Cup, scoring at the ages they're at, I think we just need to literally just, just watch and just enjoy. Like Rio Ferdinand say, just enjoy. Genuinely, just enjoy it.
It's never gonna happen, is it? Like this, the comparison is always gonna exist because it's been like this throughout the entire. It's the oldest of the ancient tales, bro. This has been happening from the Like I was telling Azam, we used to have where I used to live. We used to have physical fights between like Messi fans and Ronaldo fans about who's better, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine getting into punch-ons, bro, because of of who's better, which is absolutely phenomenal. But the point that you made is absolutely like. Really, really good point. It's hard to argue against. Look, you can't mention one without dragging the name of the other and vice versa. That's always been the case every single time. But let's be honest, Abdullah, as much as you hate, You were surprised when he got those 2 goals, regardless if it was against Uzbekistan or not. You were surprised. 41 years old, moving like water in the box, bro.
The 2 goals are really they're quality goals, but the only reason why, the day Messi scored that hat-trick, I came on here and I said the first 2 goals, keeper should have saved them. The third goal is the only one that I thought, you know what?
Abdullah, can you answer this? I was more surprised that Messi scored a hat-trick than Ronaldo scoring against Uzbekistan. I'll be honest, wallahi. I don't know why. When I saw that hat-trick by Messi, I was like, there's no way he's still doing it like this.
Azam, it's because the expectation versus what actually happened. Ronaldo, you watched the first game, you didn't expect anything, but you expected him to be on the end of chances.
Yeah,
which is what happened against Uzbekistan.
Maybe because
what
Ronaldo
he was on the end
wasn't more difficult. Maybe that's why. Maybe.
Exactly. And then Messi came out. That's not what you expected. But then when you saw it, then before the Austria game, you expected him to score, didn't you?
Of course.
And
I expected him to score against Jordan as well.
There you go.
Let's be honest, boys. Like we said it even before the start of the World Cup. Like after watching AFCON, we said if Algeria had that Lucas Zidane as goalkeeper, it's gonna be disastrous. And it's been like that, bro.
Leave the
Every single game, he's been a disaster for this team. You know what I mean? Like it's so bad, bro.
By the way, on Lucas Zidane, Liban, Amir, my younger brother, could have played against him, but he actually didn't play in that first game, Sudan against Algeria. If he played against Lucas Zidane, Hassan,
he could have scored the brace.
He would have scored 5 against Lucas.
Amir would have been top scorer, joint top scorer. And that's all. Anyway, and you know what's funny? He actually reaches the ball. And then he bends his hands like that. That's it,
One thing I'll say is, and of course this is the Ronaldo fan in me that wants to see this, but I don't know if you was were you at the last World Cup?
No, I didn't go.
Oh, okay. So I was at the last World Cup,
and
I was at all the knockout games, and I went to the final. So I watched Messi lift the World Cup in the stadium, and even though I was a Ronaldo fan, I remember being happy for him because I'm like, okay, look, like the career that he's had, and the way the World Cup's gone for him, he deserves that moment, right? Even as a Ronaldo fan, I was actually happy that the story ended the way it ended for him, because having a career that he's had, you always want the perfect ending for everyone, right? I just feel like, why do people not want the same for Ronaldo? Why do people not want Ronaldo to finish his story?
Yeah.
Honestly,
that's a question for you, because I told you I want Ronaldo to win this World Cup, and you said I don't want him to go near the trophy.
Azam, Messi's supporters, the only thing right now they have over Ronaldo is the World Cup. You know what I mean?
No.
If Ronaldo wins a World Cup, it's over for you guys. All the Messi support, it's over. The discussion will be finished.
Meet this guy. Meet him. Yeah, pals, yeah? Just meet this guy.
Okay, go for it.
The only thing I want from Ronaldo is the Last Dance documentary. He's going to give us a documentary in a few years' time. It's going to be like the Michael Jordan one that gave you goosebumps. You know what I'm saying to you? That's all we need from him. We don't want any. His Portuguese teammates don't rate him.
Ugh, this guy is
That's not true, man. That's not true.
Azam.
Why are you too toxic, cuz?
Azam.
Too much.
No, Azam, genuinely speaking. We can all see what we've got eyes. If Messi even gets tackled, there's like 8 Argentinian players. Wait!
Yeah.
Let's fight. Portuguese players, it's like some of them are like, bro, this guy, bro, get in here. Bro, it's Ronaldo.
That's a South American. Look at Paraguay. They all chase, they all run, it's just a South American thing. They're passionate.
And that's the luck of the draw. I was born Somali, and with bad knees, I can't do anything. Messi is not Argentinian. This is born Argentinian with some warriors behind him. And Ronaldo, unlucky for him, he's got some guys behind him that are too focused on their hair, and I'm saying to you, it's unlucky for Ronaldo.
But listen. I'm saying, like, just imagine, Ronaldo wins this World Cup. He gets his World Cup. Yeah, in New York City as well. Yeah,
I'll cry.
A World Cup. No, I'm saying listen. But what I'm saying is, if Ronaldo was to finish his story and get his trophy, and he's got, he's completed football as well, why don't we just leave it, for that debate to exist for the till the end of time? Let that debate exist until the end of time. Messi fans, Ronaldo fans, even future generations, if they want to debate it, let that debate exist.
That's what I want.
Let that debate exist.
Just
Yeah,
one,
do you
just
know
one
what I mean?
thing. Just one thing.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, in this scenario, Ronaldo goes through, lifts, he's crying. The post-game interview, they asked him a question. The first thing he's gonna say is nothing about Portugal, nothing about winning the World Cup. He's gonna say, "I'm the best player ever." That's the first thing he's gonna say.
And I know it's, and I wouldn't expect anything different.
And I don't want that. That's what
And
I
I
like.
wouldn't expect anything different. I wouldn't expect anything different.
I
But
mean,
he's been like that.
right
He's
now-
always been that way.
Actually, you just proving my point, Ola.
What?
Actually, right now, you just proving my point.
What?
Because if he wins the World Cup, that debate is finished.
Oh God.
What do you mean?
It will be finished that day. 20th of July, that debate was
At
finished.
least-
If he wins the World Cup.
At least Liban, we all know deep down, wants to say, "Bun this Messi guy." He's saying he's being reasonable. And
No.
saying,
No. I'm telling you, I am a Ronaldo guy. I want Ronaldo to win. I am always going to be Ronaldo over Messi. That is me. That's how I've been in it. But like at the same time, I'm not gonna downplay Messi. I'm not gonna downplay what he's doing. I'm not gonna downplay the player that he is. I just feel like people feel like if you're a Ronaldo fan, that automatically means you hate Messi. I don't, bro. Like I enjoy watching Messi. You have to be crazy to not enjoy
it sounds
watching
like that,
Messi.
to be honest.
That's
Azam,
That's you.
If you know Ronaldo, you must hate Messi. That's how it works.
Azam,
Alright?
Azam.
Yeah.
I've spent too many hours either in front of this computer or in front of you talk about this Botox having ass thing.
Okay, that's enough.
Move on.
Yeah, خلاص, let's move on. Honestly, I wanted it to be a positive thing. Like, well, honestly, like I think
The only
most
person that I would want to win the World Cup over Ronaldo is Neymar.
Yeah.
But if it's not Neymar, Ronaldo.
Let me know.
Yes. No.
Australia,
Let me
you
know.
know,
I've got
Masters.
plenty of time.
Australia.
And
has
keep the
many more
Mbappe guy away
opportunities.
from the World Cup.
Yeah. Because if you're a football fan, if you're a pure football fan, you would want Ronaldo to win this World Cup. Even if I'm a Barca fan,
I
I'm a
believe
Messi
that.
fan, I want Ronaldo to win just for that
Can I just say
storyline,
something?
you know?
Yeah. When Messi won it in 2022, yeah, the one thing that really got to me, that really pissed me off about this narrative was the fact that people said that it wasn't even a debate. I hated that argument.
Mute him.
That argument was absolutely abysmal. When people said it wasn't, so you're telling me, bro, like we've been arguing back and forth for 18 years. He wins the World Cup and it wasn't even a debate. This one thing, and the other thing was, Neymar is closer to Ronaldo than Ronaldo is to Messi. I'm shut up, bro. I don't want to hear any of that. That is absolute atrocious takes, bro.
Azam,
I don't know
for
where
your
this
podcast
narrative
sake,
came from, but it was an absolute abysmal narrative, bro. To say
As
that
if
it wasn't even a
they talked
debate.
about Instagram followers, the number of Instagram followers, not the football. You know what I mean?
Azam.
You know what it is? Messi fans, I feel like, are more disingenuous than Ronaldo fans. 100%.
Yeah, and Ronaldo fans.
I would
I'm
say.
more attracted to him than the football he plays.
That's enough. That's enough. خلاص.
No, this guy.
Well,
Everybody's muted.
The only reason
That's
why.
it. Liban, say
No,
one thing.
No, please, alright? I was gonna say, Mbappe is gonna wreck it for all of us and win the World Cup. Bro. That's what's gonna happen at the end of the day.
You might actually do it.
It might happen. That might happen.
It will happen this way. You know what I mean?
Liban,
Okay,
just one
tomorrow
last
game.
I don't
thing.
think anybody is capable of beating France. I don't think anybody is capable of beating.
Lads,
Tomorrow
let's finish
game.
off. Let's
Tomorrow.
finish off. This is big.
Because Infantino himself can go down and change the script. And still win the game. All right?
Hasanan, mute yourself. You're underwater. Wallah, it sounds like enough.
Yes.
Just stay there. That's it. Stay there. Liban, one last thing before we just finish off. I understand you're going to the World Cup, aren't you?
No, at the moment,
you're not?
it's 50-50. Well,
Okay.
I'd be so real. There's a lot in the balance, but inshallah,
Inshallah happens for you. My question was,
possibly.
I was talking to Abdullah about this today, or yesterday, I think it was. Is this the best World Cup so far? Honest take. Because that Qatar World Cup, even though I didn't go, but that was a phenomenal experience, bro. That looked like it would have been vibes regardless. But this World Cup so far, the amount of people that have delivered, the big players that have played and delivered, so far, has it lived up to the hype?
Yeah, the football, in terms of the football, for sure,
Football,
100%.
yes.
I think it's on the pitch. I think it's already at this stage in comparison to Qatar World Cup. In the group stages, I think this one's delivered more. This current World Cup, but naturally, I'm gonna have more bias to the Qatar World Cup just because I was there, and also I just feel like in Qatar and Doha, you've seen it. It's a very small city. And the fact that, you had so many fans all over the world in one city at one moment, the travel times between stadiums were like half an hour, 45 minutes. Some people were watching like 3 games in a day, traveling from stadium to stadium. I just think the infrastructure and the way everything was in that World Cup made it that much more special.
Yeah.
Because everybody was together. I think this World Cup, because it's in 3 different countries and everything is spread out, you got the West Coast, East Coast, Mexico, Canada, it makes it a little bit more disconnected. People have to travel to different cities. You might not be able to see all the games. You have to, if you're following your team, one game you're in Boston, one game you're in New York. It's a lot more logistics involved. And I think maybe from a fan experience, I think it kind of takes away from that. So I'm always going to back the Qatar World Cup in that sense. But I think in terms of the football, it's living up to be better than the Qatar one. But Qatar had the storyline as well. Messi winning the World Cup, the way it unfolded as well. So there's potential. There's potential for it to be the greatest. The way it's going.
I think the best is yet to come, bro. I think the knockout stages are going to create a lot of upsets. You know, you've got insane matchups like Japan and Brazil in the round of 16, round of 32. You could see big teams go out. There's multiple storylines. There's smaller nations as well. Cape Verde, you know, the Curacao, all these kind of things. So I think it's going to be really exciting to see how far the African countries go, see how far, you know, Japan goes. So I think the best is yet to come in this World Cup.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. I think the fact that it's bigger now, you got all those storylines as well, all the smaller nations doing their bits. Yeah, so that's actually a good point as well. Yeah.
And inshallah lives up to it. But that was today's episode. I wish this was in person, bro. This would have been 10 times for real.
Bro, one day, inshallah, and it's on my bucket list, it's on my list of places to visit. Wallahi, one day, inshallah, I will try to come to Australia, man. Have to.
You just land in Australia. We'll bring you to Melbourne. Don't worry. We'll make sure.
One day, inshallah. One day, definitely. And maybe I want to come in December, January, but everyone's telling me it's too hot to come then.
Yeah.
No, come enjoy.
You're gonna be Somali there, bro. Don't worry.
We should mess with, bro.
Yeah.
Is it? What do you say?
There's a Somali tournament, exclusive Somali tournament for you to come and play.
Oh, yeah, I know. My brother played in it. My brother's played in it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, with the Birmingham guys.
No. Yes. With the Birmingham guys.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shiva himself.
Yeah.
Is
He
it
had a great
Shiva?
time. Still.
Yeah. What did you say?
He had a great time.
Is it? You know, he went twice, so he loved it. He
must have loved it.
Yeah, he definitely. I know he definitely loves it.
By the way, when you come, I'm gonna make sure you stay away from Abshir.
I was just a troublemaker. I can tell, man. He's the trouble one.
He's a mess, wallahi. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Make sure you give this video a big like, some shares. We're having Liban on the show, and inshallah we're gonna have some more guests from the UK come and join us. But that's all for today. We'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.
All my niggas, we intimidated. All my they intimidated. Burn City, we intimidating. Got my young boy, he intimidated. All my shooters, yeah, they really aiming with them cold niggas. We ain't got no patience. Money talks in my conversation. One niggas, they are imitated. Ask my dogs, we intimidated. Ask my bro, we intimidated. How you poppin', no niggas hating, and I play the whole to keep